What's that? Oh, he's with his wife as well. Lovely. Can I just squeeze you in there? Next to you, Mr. Hale.
Yes. Champ. That's why Gareth was screaming.
It's time for the bomb squad.
Yeah, you gonna sit by you know, you're my bodyguard. Smile.
In every which way.
All right, go ahead, guys.
So I won't get sick. Okay.
We got all day.
Deontay, you've always talked about the bringing back the heavyweight division, but
Yes, sir.
where you guys are right now in this fight, and what's going to happen as a result of this fight, I mean, takes it to an even higher level, right? I mean,
Yes.
where do you see the heavyweight division going from this fight forward?
The heavyweight division is in a great direction. I mean, it's in a magnificent direction, in a exciting way, you know, because we all can remember when the heavyweight division was like in a dark hole, a dark tunnel. You know, we had dominant champions, but you know, no one knew who was the heavyweight champion of the world, especially here in America. And that when you're a heavyweight that's up in the division, it's kind of depressing when people going around and not talking about your sport or even in your division that you're in. So I knew there was going to be a hard task for me to come, especially in America, being that I am a champion and you know I'm the only champion here in America. So it would have been something that I would have to carry on my back, just like I did the Olympics. But I was up for the task. I knew it was going to be hard, challenging. A lot of people, you know, degrade me. You know, a lot of people, you know, don't appreciate or didn't appreciate. I think over time they have came along. Even the naysayers, the doubters, or even maybe I became the last man standing in their roster of fighters that could be great, and I'm the only one to support. So now they're coming around. But whatever the case in the matter may be, we're here. We're all together. We're here, and the heavyweight division is booming. It's on fire. And they say when you have a healthy heavyweight division, everything else unfolds and it becomes great. So you know, I think we're in the right direction. You know, we're right where we need to be, and it can only go up from here.
What do you think about him calling himself the lineal heavyweight champion?
I think nothing of it. You know, I don't know much about no lineal champion. I didn't even hear it until he brought it up. You know, he wasn't even. I don't recall hearing him saying it when he beat Klitschko. You know, I only heard of him saying it when he was in his stage of depression and you know contemplating on suicidal and all this. So you know, I feel like he brought the lineal things out to have some type of to feel some type of still have some type of acknowledgement of part of the division. You know what I mean? Because right now we can't. I can show you my WBC title. Can he do the same? You know, I don't see they've even had title fights for the lineal champion. But you know, most of the time, the traditional way, we see a belt, we see it put on his waist and stuff like that. So I don't see it. But you know, whatever floats his boat. You know, but once I knock him out, you won't hear nothing else about the lineal champion. And the other fact, so many people have so many different things about lineal. Some people say Lennox Lewis still the lineal champion, you know. So if he came back, I guess it'll be two lineal champions. I just don't want to get involved in that, you know. It's already too many belts in the heavyweight division. It's very confusing to have so many belts, you know, because you know my thing is one champion, one face, one name, and it's so difficult. Many people are like, well, why you never unified or whatever? That's a simple question. It's easy. If you go back and do your history, you know, on that, you'll see that none of the champions gave me the opportunity to unify because they know what I'm capable of doing. All the other guys had opportunity, and it's big to get the opportunity in boxing. That's huge. When you get an opportunity, then you can make something happen. If I got those same opportunities that some of these other guys got, you will see one champion, one face, one name right now.
What's your weight?
My weight right now, I'm at 230.
We were talking to Tyson about some historic fights and getting some of his thoughts. Are there any fights from history that you really like and you look at that you watch and say were your favorite fights? You know,
I mean, it's a lot of favorite fights, but at this moment in time, I can't recall the last one I've looked back on and just go back on and different things like that. You know, I enjoy boxing, but you know, I would not say that I know I'm the one that the historian that knows it all. I don't really keep up with the history as much as like that. You know, everyone knows I've been outspoken about how Muhammad Ali is my idol. And I had the VHS tapes of him, 1 through 12, of how he started his career and how he ended his career. And, I valued that a lot, But going back, I used to catch a lot of classic fights on ESPN, you know what I'm saying? Used to catch some of the 30-30s about certain. I like looking back on certain fighters' history and their career, how it unfolded and how it ended. It allows me to be such a person that I am now. And just say for answer, one of my great friends and a great champion himself, that was a lot of people degraded him and didn't give him the proper respect that he needed. He was overshadowed. That was Evander Holyfield. He was always overshadowed by Tyson, and for him to come and do a lot of great things what he did, I see a lot of things his career, even with Tyson, how they started, how they was so recognized around, especially Tyson, legend, how he was so recognized around the world. And they always talk about how a person make money and they lose it. It benefits a up and coming fighter like myself, because I looked in on that. I seen what they did right and what they did wrong, outside of the ring, because they was great inside of the ring, but outside of the ring, you have to, uphold yourself at a certain standard or whatever, just for yourself. I'm not talking about nobody else, because everybody know I live my life how I live it. I don't change for nobody. I keep it real. I'm not a two-faced person, and I'm not gonna sit here and be two-faced for anyone. I keep it real. But I look back on that life, and it allows me to build a structure and apply certain things in my life, so I do the right thing. So when I do retire, I got 5.5 more years, people, ladies and gentlemen. When I do retire, I would never have to come back.
When you look at the makeup of this fight, it's sort of classic, and we don't get it over. The boxer, master boxer, terrific puncher. It may be the first since Ali and Frazier 3. You think about that at all?
I think about the dynamics of the box of what's going on right now. I think about the excitement that's involved. I think about how huge this fight is right now, and that's what I think. I don't want to put too much in my mind to think about how great it is compared to other history. Although we say history repeats itself, but if it's going to be repeat itself, I want it to be better than what history had for us. I want it to be, history does repeat itself, but it's supposed to be better, because as years goes on, technology changes. Different things change. Just like, a lot of people always compare the new school against the old school for some reason, and there's always fantasy fights, what I'm saying? And what you expect a fighter to say, you always want a fighter to be humble and say, oh, this guy would beat me and whatever. You're just paying credit. But when you get a fighter that's so determined and willing, and he knocks everybody out, like, what are you gonna say? Oh, this guy gonna knock me out? Sometimes we don't want to answer these questions, but when I look at them before and now, it's like it's supposed to be better now. We have so many different things, the training, the mindset, even the height. Nowadays in the heavyweight division, you gotta be like damn near 6'7" and up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these fighters are nowadays. And I just love to make history, and I love to be able to handle what I can handle in this era and time. Because we can make it great, which we are. We just need all the other people to talk about the bad era and all that. We got to make this era great.
Can I follow up on that then? Because you say, you want to make it better than it was in the past.
Yes, sir.
There's an old saying that guys say, hey, win this one, look good in the next one. Why do you care about making it great when if you just win it, you're putting yourself in a better position?
Because I want to make it great for the consumers that's looking in. That's what you guys expect. You expect great fights. You always say you want to see the best fight the best. And we know that each fight, it can't be great fights, because some guys have it in their mind that, they want to take a tumor, they want to take a woman. You just never, people never understand how hard it is to put your body through so much, and to be able to, and my wife can tell you, she hear me complain about all the time, like, man, I'm done with this, I'm tired. Like, my body go through so much, and they be the one, your family be the one at home, have to nurture you, and have to treat you like, baby, you didn't get in your oxygen chamber, you got to do this, you ate, you got, because our body hurts so much. But it's so important to me, because other fighters, younger fighters, that's looking up So we can't make it equal. I always have to be greater. For me, I always want to be a hard act to follow. You know, I'm a leader. You know, I lead by example as well. So I always say we all have greatness in us, but greatness is only determined by service. And God has blessed me with tremendous power and the talent, and I'm going to use it up. And with that being said, I just want to inspire other fighters to show their greatness, to provide the best that they can provide, you know, in this sport, to make it great. You know, they're always supposed to be better than what it was. You know, it's called growth.
Deontay, we talked about reading people's energy earlier on up in your suite, and obviously your beautiful wife sitting next to you, and she so clearly loves you, and so you can just feel it. How tough, can I ask her, how tough it is being the wife of this guy who's seen as a killer in the ring, and yet he talks so much about how much he loves you and his family and his children, and that last year or 2 years ago he told me if he had to, he'd even take a pill to carry the children. Do you remember? That's how much you love your children. Can you talk to us about how he's a different man and what he's like at home and how tough it is looking after him?
Yes, I think the Bronze Bomber and Deontay Wilder are two completely different people. Who he is in the ring is not who he is at home. At home, he's loving, he's funny, he's nurturing. He'll play with the kids more than I do. So he's definitely a great father. And people in boxing don't really get to see how he is as a person, not just as a boxer. And I feel like that's where I come in and the kids come in as a family and humble him into where he's not, you know, this aggressive person that everyone thinks that he is, because he's not. You know, 95% of the time he's funny. Even during camp, you know, he has a good time. He's funny, and he's humble, and he's handsome.
He is lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tomorrow, the judges and the referee will be assigned by the Nevada Commission. What are your thoughts on that process? And what do you think?
I mean, I just hope they you know, choose the right people that's certified for such a huge event like this. You know, we can't have mediocre, you know, judges. We can't have mediocre refs. You know, and some of the other judges that put their names in, they got to understand that if you don't have the credentials for this type of fight, then you know you have to sit back and still learn. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of mistakes that can be made and stuff. And for a fight of this significance, you got to have the right people. You know, and I think they're going to choose the right people. I don't really worry too much about the judges and the referee. I just think about what I'm supposed to do and my abilities, what I'm capable of doing, and I will display that on that night. You know, one thing about it that I don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And I just take that judgment. If it leads to a decision, you can only hope for the best. All fighters get nervous. No matter if they feel like they won all the rounds or what, you can knock a guy down and you can just. Your corner can tell you one thing. Oh, excuse me. Can tell you one thing. You can feel it as well. And then we've always seen it goes the opposite way or whatever. So it's always scary leaving it up to the judges, and because you just never know what they saw. Although they had the ultimate front row seat, so they could see it all. But you know, you just don't ever want to leave it.
Could that eye be a problem, Deontay, for him? If you open up that eye?
It could definitely be a very big problem for him. And you know, we all know in boxing, when Wilder opened up that cut like that, it's supposed to be stopped. But we all know that they didn't stop it because this very moment right now, it was best for boxing. And that's just it. Because when you have a cut that down there covers your whole eyebrow and it's oozing out and it's coming down half cut, you know, you got half flush and half face. It's not good. And when you have a fighter like myself, so powerful and so dangerous, you know, I'm thinking about if that cut opens up, what's going to happen? You know, we're going to see what's going to happen, and that's what's going to take place in picking the right referees and different things like that. Because in heart, as a warrior, we always can say we can carry on, but we got to look at, you know, what's going to be beneficial for health and all that different thing. Look, last year we had 3 guys to pass away, and I guarantee you there was live now. They would say shit. They wouldn't change it. They'll keep going because they're warriors.
Built for it, yeah.
That's our mentality. We say we'll die in the ring, and sometimes I always say you got to be careful what you speak, because it shall come to pass and it come upon a time. And not saying those guys did that, may their soul rest in peace. I'm just speaking on a warrior mindset and the moral mentality of us getting in the ring. We just want to we want to be the best we can be in the ring and get a great fight, because not too many people in the world can do what we do, and half of those people would never walk out the tunnel, yet alone get inside of the ring. So, you know, you got to respect all fighters, you know, past and present, and that's what I do. I respect them all, and I love the ones that have shared their energy in there with me, and may God be with them along that journey all the way through, you know, and I hope they wish the same thing for me.
What is
Thank
the
you,
fur
guys.
right
That's a
here?
wrap for
What's
today.
the fur?
The fur or this rabbit right here, you know. My wife conducts everything. She do everything or whatever, and you know, most of the time we match without even trying. You know, sometimes I can be in a whole other state. Should be something we come together. Like, you matching me, you know what I'm saying? But that just tell you how long we've been together.
And what's the second medallion?
And our
The
passion.
one on
Oh,
the
this is
detail.
my promotion. This is my promotion.
That's a wrap, Kevin. That's a wrap.